policing issues and police unions, SAPU is threatening to strike. It's upset over the non-implementation of a collective agreement. Now, this was concluded 10 years ago, so we go back a decade just about. Let's hear from the union's Lesiba Thobakgale joining us this morning about the promises that were made and what has not actually come to fruition. Lesiba, good morning to you. So let's cast our minds back 10 years ago, because I remember this particular discussion as well as I'm sure you do with all the details. What was promised then? Let's start there. What were the promises a decade ago?
Greetings to yourself, Gareth, and also to your viewers back at home. During 2011, a collective agreement was concluded in the Bargaining Council, SBC, which Part D thereof, under 5.1 and 5.2, we then agreed, parties to council agreed that members who are employed in terms of the Public Service Act of 1994 will be incorporated into the Police Act, because the challenge of having members who are employed in terms of the Public Service Act and those who are employed in terms of the South African Police Service Act of 1995 indeed is bringing a whole lot of challenges. Then parties agreed that they will be incorporated. 11 years later, Gareth, it is still not implemented. Over the years, as SAPU, we continued to be fighting with the employer in the Bargaining Council to say, you have concluded an agreement. You haven't walked away from the agreement if you do not want to implement the agreement. But they kept on postponing it. They kept on saying they are going to seek a mandate and so on, which in its essence, it is bringing frustrations to our members back at home, those who are clearly affected by that non-implemented agreement. Remember, when police station attacks are occurring, Gareth, our Public Service Act members, some of them work within the charge office or within the community service centers. So they are supposed to be covered in terms of all the benefits that the Police Act members are also enjoying. But that thing has since not happened. And as we speak, during December, we had a special council which we held in Devon, where we hoped that the employer will bring something that will sound and be favorable to implementing that agreement, because we have agreed. But they do not have any will. There is no political will. And it is good we should mention that during that time, the National Commissioner was the current Minister of Police, whom we hoped that him coming back, being a minister, he will then ensure some commitment into the implementation of that agreement clearly. But that has since not happened, Gareth. That is why, as an organization, through the frustrations that we receive from our members who are frustrated in terms of that not being implemented, then we have no choice. We have just lodged a dispute. We even have a date to go and do conciliation processes in terms of the dispute rules. On the 1st of March, we will be going for conciliation, and we are preparing for a strike, because those members are allowed in terms of the law to go on strike, Karen.
Let's talk about the strike and this potential impact it will have from SAPU members. Just help viewers understand, Lesiba, who does SAPU work with and who does SAPU represent? What would the effect be on the SAPS if you were forced to go on strike in March? How many people would that be affecting?
As we speak, we've got plus 33,000 Public Service Act members. We are calling on all of them from whichever walks of life, from whichever unions that they are coming from. We are saying that this is a battle for Public Service Act members, all of them. Let us unite. We are inviting all of them, whether you're a SAPU member or you are not a SAPU member. And the impact, Gareth, it is clear, it is there, because they give support to the Police Act members who are doing operational duties. Without them, it will be difficult for SAPS to manage, because you need Public Service Act members through and through. And maybe just to throw in a reminder that during the COVID period, these members, they do not receive even any service allowance, or what we call a danger allowance. But during COVID period, they were given danger allowance so that they can be able to come to work and so on. So it will be so impactful, because the Police Act members or operational members will not be able to function without them. And we know clearly that them going on strike, it will have a very impact in terms of services of the South African police services.
Lesiba, I want to ask you this, because I think it's going to be devastating, the kind of services that are not going to be available if you were to go on strike as SAPU, and you've explained that very nicely. I just want to get this last comment from you. If the Minister of Police is watching our interview now, very briefly if you could, what do you want to tell the minister. Just tell me quickly what you want him to hear from you.
We are saying, the minister, you understand the spirit that the agreement was concluded under. You signed that agreement as the Minister of Police. We are saying to him that please do the right thing. Make sure, as the political head, that you give instructions to the functionaries of SAPS, to the National Commissioner, that they must implement that agreement, because you clearly understood why it was concluded in that manner. The frustrations of Public Service Act members, you clearly know them, Minister. This is time where this agreement should clearly be fully implemented, if indeed you are committed to what you have concluded at that time. That is the plea we are making. Our doors are open as SAPU to say, let us go back and sit and talk with the implementation of this agreement in the bargaining council. And the minister, you spearheaded it. Now let's see you doing the same for the benefit of these affected members. That's the clear message we are sending.
And we're going to be following that up as well to try and get reaction to this. But Lesiba, thank you very much as well. Lesiba Thobakgale, SA Police Union national spokesperson, going back a decade, if not more, about this issue that they've been dealing with, saying it's stagnated, nothing has happened, but their doors are open. A call to the police minister to engage with them on this issue. If not, there is a potential of strike action which could see 33,000 members going on strike as of early March. Of course, we'll follow up with the SAPS to see if we can get a response to what has been said. It's 20 minutes.